Hi, it's me, Psychic Emma. Thank you for tuning in again. Just a quick little intro. My website is happylight.co.za. You're welcome to go there and read up all about me and my services and how I offer them. All right. So for today, I want to chat about why our emotions make us feel blocked sometimes. So I will talk about my own experiences. And the reason why I'm going to use this example is because once I realized how our guidance from the higher beings works, I had a deeper understanding of how to help my clients. So I remember at a certain stage in my life when I was just starting out working full-time as a psychic, I asked my guides to be busier. And they said, okay. And I was like, awesome, let's see what happens. And then my website crashed. And I was like, guys, how is this helping me? They were like, you need to redo your website. And I was like, but I can't get business if I don't have a website. And they were like, redo your website. So then I thought, okay, if I'm going to rebuild my website from scratch, I think I'm actually going to do it myself, to have all of my own energy into it. I'm not telling you guys what to do that. That was just something that I decided to do. But yes, so I decided to do it all myself. And then while I was doing it, I was like, let me do research. So I looked at a bunch of other websites, figured out what I liked the most, figured out exactly what it was that I was offering, how I go about my services, the stories about myself, about why I am the way I am. And I realized through the whole 3-month experience what makes me uniquely me and why that's what I have to offer. And then while I was at it as well, I was like, well, while I'm here, let me do a marketing course. So I did, and I applied all of that as well. And finally, after 3 months, my website was up and running. And because of all the research I'd done, because I had messaged all the people I knew who had built their own websites, or asked people, who do you know who built their own website? Can you maybe give them their number to me? Can you maybe let them know that I'll be calling them? So I basically interviewed people, did loads of research, went on a marketing course, applied everything that I learned, and my business doubled. And then I understood why the beings seemed to have blocked me. It wasn't a block. It was an opportunity to give me what I wanted. I asked to be busier, and they met my needs. It just seemed like a bad thing at the time. Something else that happens is that often we fixate on the idea of what we want. So say I want a really big house. So I keep asking the universe or God or the guides, whoever you believe in, I keep asking them, I want a big house, I want a big house, I want a big house. And then it just never manifests. And then it's like this thing of, and then we keep getting this message of, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And basically what they're asking for is, have you checked your budget? And then we go, oh, yes, actually, a really big house is not in my budget. And they go, well, that's why we're not giving it to you. We want to give you something that has the feeling of spaciousness, but is within your budget. And if you stubbornly only look at big houses out of your budget, you will never accomplish your goal. And if you check your budget and go according to your needs, we will be able to send you in the direction of what is out there that's meant for you, that is for your highest good, that in the case of this example, meets your budgetary needs. So this is just examples of why we sometimes feel blocked. There's also, I had one client who went through trauma, and she was like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. How could they let this happen to me? They being her guides and her higher beings that she believes in. And the message was that, it's unfortunate, I hate it when the beings do this, but anyway, she had to learn how to develop herself as a person as a result of this trauma, because great things were going to come from the lessons that she learned. She ended up becoming obsessed with life skills. She went to see a psychologist for a while, a life skills coach, all of this sort of stuff. And through that, she learned how to develop herself. She found better ways of coping with and managing herself in life. And at a later stage, certain members of her family were diagnosed with autism. And then she was like, well, if it runs in the family, why am I not autistic? And then she did some more research on that, and she realized she's probably is autistic because she remembers her life before the trauma, and the way everybody else managed themselves was an absolute mystery. She felt like they had a guidebook or a rule book for life that she had never been given. And as the result of trauma, she'd done loads of therapeutic processes in order to help her to feel some form of healing from the experience and to grow and develop as a person as a result of having had this trauma. And now we go back to the autistic thing. She has what is called masking, as in the ability to mask her symptoms. And the reason why she is now so good at masking is because of all the therapeutic processes she put herself through as a result of the trauma. Now, we're not saying that the beings gave her trauma so that she could learn. We're just saying that at a previous stage of her life, she had wondered why she found life so mysterious. And then trauma happened, it's out of our control. And the guides were like, let's use this opportunity to help you to understand life. And she's saying now that she is more functional than regular neurotypical people. She finds that when it comes down to problem solving, neurotypical people, that's people who don't have learning difficulties such as ADHD or autism, or even severely traumatized people with post-traumatic stress disorder or bipolar mood disorder or whatever it is. She just found that neurotypical people were struggling with things that she now found obvious and easy. Because they were neurotypical, they had never done the research to help them to understand life better. Because they were neurotypical, they had never gone through the therapeutic processes to help them to get through life easier, to help them to overcome their personal obstacles. So she found that despite all of her obstacles, she was now a lot more functional than she ever was in the past. So again, the reason why I'm saying this is sometimes things don't seem to go well, but often our guides are using whatever didn't go well to our advantage. They'll put ideas in our heads. I call it whispering. They'll like come and whisper little messages into our ears, and then because we can't see or hear them, it sinks down into our subconscious, and then it comes out as ideas of, I should probably do that therapeutic process. I should probably ask that person for help. I should probably put out a shout out to my community to help me find a job. So that's where these ideas come from. And then whatever this random idea is that pops into your head, it's probably an opportunity that the guides have put there. So when we are blocking ourselves, it's often because we're not listening to these messages. So in my case, it was the website crashing. If I had decided, I don't feel like it, someone must just copy the old information from the old website and build it for me. If I had taken the lazy route, I wouldn't be where I am today. If this client had decided not to do any of the therapeutic processes, she would not be the successful person that she is today. So in all of these examples, when we have an emotional block and the whispering comes from our subconscious to our conscious, it's up to us what we do with that information. We can choose to go into the light, to follow the options that they've given us, the little ideas, the little inspirations, or we can ignore them. And that's entirely up to us. When we ignore the solutions that bubble up, we're choosing to stay stuck. So a lot of clients come to me with questions about how to move forwards in their life. And it's always their choice if they listen to the guidance or not. Ultimately, you are in control of your life. You are entirely responsible for how your life plays out. If you decide to stay in an abusive relationship for whatever excuses you've made, you've chosen that. And if you ask me, why am I so stuck? And I give you the answer and you say, no, I can't leave. That's a choice that you made. And if I had chosen the lazy route with the example that I made of my website, I wouldn't be where I am today. So sometimes the devil we know is not always the best option for us. So we got to listen to those whispers those little inspiring thoughts. And even though it might seem hard, if we don't choose that light, we will stay blocked. And yeah, like I said earlier, clients often help me to figure out what those messages are, because it's not always easy for everyone to hear those messages, and that's okay. We're all so different. And you know, when it comes to intuition, or in my case, psychic abilities, none of us are the same. Some people feel, some people know, some people physically feel it. In the other example, some people are emotionally feeling it. Some people get pictures in their head. You know, it's so our intuition or our psychic abilities, it's so different for everyone. So don't be hard on yourself if your friend Harry is going, oh, I hear it with my ears. Maybe that's not how you work. And that's okay. The point is, we listen for the ideas. And if you're not sure if you've heard it correctly, then you hire me and I'll help you confirm what it is that you suspected. Alrighty. So this is me, Psychic Emma. Please visit my website, happylight.co.za, just to find out more about me and how I offer my services as a psychic medium. Okay, hear from you soon. Bye.